Well, the Ole Miss Rebels go on the road to face off against the Arkansas Razorbacks in a weekend matchup. But if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, it greatly helps out my channel and helps me grow as a content creator. This is going to be a good matchup, guys. You got the Ole Miss Rebels coming off a loss to Alabama at home. You got the Arkansas Razorbacks coming off a loss at home to the LSU Tigers. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with both teams and where each team, picks up. And I'm looking at the stats for the game, guys. We all know Arkansas has KJ Jefferson. He's been injured and he hasn't been playing as frequently as he has. He's been injured, battling injuries all season. I think he has a head injury. And Hornsby has stepped in and played for him, especially in the last game against LSU. Good running quarterback. He can pass the ball a little bit, but he's more of a run threat. They played LSU tight last game, but they came up with the loss. And I'm not sure if KJ Jefferson is going to be back for this game or not, but I'm gonna just base this prediction off of whether or not he's coming back. And I'm gonna just play it like he's going to be the quarterback. So far he's thrown for 1,981 yards with 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So when he's in the game, he definitely gives Arkansas a better chance at winning games. And can throw the ball and he can run it. Big guy to bring down. And it's going to be interesting to see how he matches up against this Ole Miss defense. Of course, Ole Miss has Jackson Dart, the transfer. He's thrown for 2,123 yards. He's thrown for 15 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So, like I said, a guy that's slowly getting better. He's still not where I would think he would like to be as far as Ole Miss's offense is concerned, but definitely a guy to watch out for. He showed in the Alabama game he can take off running if he wants to, and can get some yardage that way. So definitely a guy that Arkansas's defense is going to have to keep an eye on. Barry Odom is going to have his hands full trying to contain this Ole Miss offense. Speaking of this Ole Miss offense, at running back, they got Quinshawn Judkins. Heck of a player, guys. He's ran for 1,171 yards for 15 touchdowns. Guy's a beast of a player. And it's going to be key for Arkansas to stop the rushing attack. But Ole Miss is going to have to stop a dude over there in Arkansas, and Raheem Sanders. He's ran for 1,147 yards with 7 touchdowns. So another guy to look out for. In my opinion, he didn't really get going against LSU. But in my opinion, LSU has a better defense than Ole Miss has. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. You got two teams that love to run the ball. That's their bread and butter. But they also got a passing attack that you got to keep. If you're on defense, you got to be honest about. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, Ole Miss has Jonathan Mingo. He has 723 yards, 5 touchdowns. Great receiver. Then, of course, Arkansas has Matt Landers. He has 663 yards with 4 touchdowns. So both teams got good wide receivers. Arkansas also has Jaden Hazelwood. They got a lot of good guys over there. So, of course, not Arkansas, but Ole Miss has the guy from came from USC, Michael Trigg, big guy, tight end. So both teams got guys, that can help out in the passing game as well. So nice matchup here, guys. Ole Miss points per game, they're getting 36.1 points per game. Arkansas is getting 29.9. So Ole Miss has the advantage there, slight advantage. Points allowed, though, Ole Miss is giving up 22.4 points a game. Arkansas is giving up 28.9 points per game. So Ole Miss is giving up slightly less points than Arkansas is at this point. Total yardage, Ole Miss is getting 485.7. Arkansas is getting 461.7. So Ole Miss has the advantage offensively. And were to break that down, it's 225 through the air for Ole Miss and 259 on the ground. Heavy rushing attack that Ole Miss has. You have to stop the run against this team, in order to be in this game. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Like I said, with Arkansas, that's 238 passing yards they get in the game, and they're getting 223 on the ground. So Arkansas is the better passing, team, just slightly better passing team than Ole Miss. But Ole Miss is definitely the better rushing team. but both teams can run the ball, so good matchup. Yards allowed. Ole Miss is allowing 371 yards per game. Arkansas is allowing 426, so Ole Miss has the better defense out of the two. And if we were to break that down, Ole Miss is only allowing 220 through the air and 151 on the ground. So Ole Miss likes to run the ball, but they give up a lot of rushing yards as well. That's the sweet spot, 150 yards. That's a sweet spot for a team to accomplish when they're running the ball. Arkansas, on the other hand, they're allowing 280 through the air and 146 on the ground. So they're getting up a lot of rushing yards and passing yards. So it's going to be interesting matchup. Look at the opponents that, Ole Miss has played. They played Vanderbilt, beat them 52-28. Vanderbilt is a team this year that's greatly improved, and they're actually putting up a lot of points in this, in the season so far. So definitely, a team to look out for. But Ole Miss got the victory 52-28. Now, they beat Auburn. They beat them 48-34. Another game where Auburn was in the game, against Ole Miss. But Ole Miss got the victory at home. Then they went on the road to LSU, lost 45-20. LSU just gotten better over the season, and they're definitely one of the best teams in the SEC right now. So Ole Miss took a loss there. Then they went on the road to Texas A&M. Narrow victory, beating them 31-28. Texas A&M played really, really good at home. It seems like, for the most part, when Ole Miss goes on the road, they kind of struggle a little bit, so far. It seems that way. And, of course, they hosted Alabama and lost in a close victory, 30-24. A game they probably could have won at the end had, they had connected on that passing attempt. But, like I said, played Alabama really, really well. So that's Ole Miss's schedule. Arkansas, like I said, they lost to Texas A&M in a game where they could have won the game, but turnovers cost them the game. Then they came back and lost on the road at Mississippi State, 40-17. And then beat BYU 52-35. They beat Auburn 41-27. Had a good game in that game. But then lost at home to Liberty 21-19. And then another loss in LSU, lost to them 13-10. So, like I said, Arkansas team has been up and down. I had a lot of expectations for Arkansas this season. Very well, they could probably just be sitting on maybe just one bad loss against Mississippi State. They could only have one loss at this point, really, and they could have been, competing for the SEC West right now. But things didn't work out that way. But definitely a team that's greatly improved from previous seasons. Sam Pittman is doing a good job over there, and he's going to be tasked with going against a Ole Miss team with Lane Kiffin at the helm. And this is an interesting matchup, guys. I was kind of going back and forth on who I thought was going to win this game. I'm looking at the spread is at 2.5 point spread for Ole Miss. Like I said, Ole Miss is going to Razorback Stadium. So, like I was looking at the schedule, Ole Miss kind of struggles when they go on the road, it seems, But with that being said, if I had to pick a winner, I'm picking Ole Miss to get this victory. And I wrote it down. I got Ole Miss winning 31-28. I think it's going to be close, guys. I think Arkansas, they had a good showing defensively against LSU. LSU is a team that can put up some points, and LSU was only able to get 13 points. So that showed me a lot about Arkansas's defense. Like I said, Bumper Pool and Drew Sanders, really, really good linebackers, and they're really, really good at spying the quarterback. So, but I think Ole Miss, I think Jackson Dart is just enough a threat to be able to take off, but I don't see Arkansas really stopping Ole Miss's rushing attack. If I'm not mistaken, before the Alabama game, Ole Miss had the third best rushing attack in college football. So Ole Miss is really, really good at running the ball. And like I said, Arkansas is allowing 146. That's right at that sweet spot. So Ole Miss is going to get their rushing yards. And I just think in conjunction with Judkins and then Chris Evans, if he's healthy like I think he is, I think that's just going to be too much, for Arkansas to be able to stop, the rushing attack and everything. And I just got Ole Miss pulling it out slightly, though, on the road. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.